Welcome back to Sakimas Ridge Homestead. If you're a new viewer, we're glad to have you here. If you're one of our previous viewers, you know that we foster a lot of animals. Right now we've got our 5 raccoons outside. They're getting pretty close to being released. We've got 6 of these little kittens from the no-kill shelter that we foster for. Also their mom is running around here somewhere. And we also have these 5 new bunnies, and that's what this video is about today. Hello, and welcome to our channel. We're glad you're here. We've had these bunnies now for about 11 days. The most important thing with wild bunnies is if you run across the nest in your yard, you're best to leave it alone. Even if the mother's not around, mother bunnies are only on the nest once or twice a day. They don't sit on their nest like a chicken would, so it's a good possibility you're not going to see the mother if you come across a group of babies like this. So you're best to leave them alone. More than likely the mother's going to come and take care of them. You can keep an eye on them and see if you do see her eventually, but you're best to leave them alone because baby wild bunnies are very difficult to take care of. Like I said, we've had these for 11 days and we've held off doing a video because we weren't sure if they were even going to survive at all because they're very difficult to take care of.
I've never been able to I've never had any success with wild bunnies. They have always died on me, even much older than this.
So one thing we're doing differently this time, we're feeding them actual kitten replacement milk, which you can see there on the table, along with the heavy whipping cream. If you've seen some of our previous videos, you know we do have a homemade formula we usually use for baby animals, but it makes a larger quantity, so it would end up going bad before these bunnies ate it because they eat such a little amount.
Our formula makes about 3 cups, maybe 4 cups at a time.
And you're mixing up what now, a few ounces at a time?
I'm about 4 ounces at a time.
So we do the KMR.
How the container says to mix it.
And then add how much whipping cream?
Well, I'm doing the 4 tablespoons of water, 2 tablespoons of the milk replacer. I do it a little bit heavy, the milk replacer, so it's a little bit richer. And then I put in 2 tablespoons of the heavy whipping cream, is how I've been mixing it, and it appears to be working.
Yes, and we're not handling these rabbits except to feed them. We twice a day we feed them and that's it. Another potential issue is overfeeding. They only eat twice a day, about every 12 hours. And they're doing quite well.
What I read says don't overfeed them, but it also states that, per the weight of the bunny, I think tiny little bunnies, they're only supposed to have like 2.4 cc's of milk. Now, I haven't measured anything. I feed them with the little bottle, and I nurse them until they act like they're full. And that's how I've been doing. I can't say that would work for everybody. It's working this time. That's all I can say.
Now, we do have a picture we'll post here of when we first got these. The reason we have these, and like I said before, you're best to leave them alone. The mother had made their nest in a burn pile, and the nest wasn't found until the burn pile was already in the process of being
in flames.
Burned. So they found the bunnies and got them out of the burn pile, tried to make a nest, a human-made nest near where they were at, but the mother never seemed to find them again.
And left them overnight, hoping they would come back. She would come back and take them, but that was not the case.
So that's how we ended up with these. And like I said, we've got that picture posted of when we first got them and how tiny they were. Their eyes just opened, what, 2-3 days ago?
Yes. Well, I think Sunday their eyes opened. They looked like little rats when we got them. They were just almost hairless. You'll see in the picture. It's ridiculous.
So I guess we can go ahead and show how we feed them.
I'm partial. I always feed the smaller one first. I keep them wrapped like this, in the basket, and then I put the basket in the carrier because we have a bunch of kitties rolling around here. And I do keep this carrier on a warming mat. It's like for kittens, animals, etc. I do keep it on a warming mat to keep them warm as well. We didn't mention that earlier, but they need to be kept warm. I'm using this real long, thin nipple that I've got.
So I can seize the bottle.
Oh, well. And we won't bore you with the entire process. It takes me a good hour to feed all 5 of these bunnies at each sitting. I usually feed them at about noon and midnight.
That's a better picture
You
of it.
should always keep them upright when feeding them. If they get too much and you can see it coming out of their nose, wipe it immediately so they don't aspirate. Sometimes it's nipple error, sometimes it's them. I do squeeze the bottle a little bit the entire time I'm feeding them, just because I don't know if they're getting anything. Once again, I have no idea how much each bunny is eating. I do have a couple of these that are smaller than the rest. So, but I usually nurse them, and then I'll put them in the carrier. Well, you have to nurse them, and then you have to eliminate them, just like you would a kitten or something, to make them pee.
Yeah, they seem to be pooping just fine in the box, but peeing they're not doing so good on their own yet.
Yeah. Every once in a while, someone will have not been able to hold it. And sometimes they don't always pee when you do it. I mean, it takes a while. You have to have patience with it. It's aggravating sometimes because it seems like you're stimulating them forever and nothing's occurring, and then all of a sudden they'll pee. It almost takes as long per bunny to stimulate them as it does to feed them.
A lot of people always text when we're making a video.
Don't worry, the dogs will bark soon.
Surprised we haven't heard cats screaming yet. Yeah, there's one of the other foster kittens out wreaking havoc. So anyway, that's the 5 little bunnies that we're fostering right now and how we take care of them. If you have any questions or comments, you can please put those down below. We'd be happy to answer them for you. Please subscribe. Appreciate a thumbs up on our videos. When these bunnies are bigger, we will let them go outside. That's what we always do with the wild animals we foster. We don't keep them as pets. We just keep them going until they're healthy enough to be on their own. And
yeah, see the difference in size? This is one of the bigger ones, and this one's still on the thin side. And they're not doing it. They're hilarious. They'll just jump. Look what I can do. And they'll just jump for no reason. Of course, they're not going to do it now because they're on camera.
yeah, like the singing frog in the Looney Tunes cartoons.
Yes, exactly. And I'll show you real quick. This bigger one, he'll nurse a lot better than the little one does. It takes me a while to feed that little one. See this one? He's on it.
Right on it.
He's on it immediately. The little one, I don't know, maybe because it's still so small, maybe the nipple's still a little bit too big for it. And sometimes they'll fight you like this, especially when you're trying to stimulate them. They're kicking you the entire time that you're trying to stimulate them. I do keep the bottle warm. I have hot water here. And to stimulate them, I just use a paper towel, get it warm as well. And like I said, you just have to, forever it seems sometimes, just rub them, and sometimes they'll go in the morning and sometimes they'll go in the evening. It doesn't seem like they go both times. It's like they only go like once. But there they are. They are freaking adorable.
Well, thank you for...
Yeah, see, they're pooping in here.
Yep. Little teeny tiny little spots.
So I clean their basket back out before we put them away. And then I'll just close them up like this when I'm done feeding. Put them back in here, close them up, and put them in the bedroom on the heating pad. And won't touch them again until like midnight. And that seems to be working.
Yeah, they're definitely looking pretty healthy right now. So again, any questions or comments, please put those down below. We appreciate you watching our videos, and you have a wonderful day.